How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of Black is Beautiful. This time, courtesy of Ghost Talk. More specifically, my boy Christian. He is he's an employee of Ghost Talk. He didn't send me these beers off from the brewery. They're from his own personal stash, so keep that in mind. Okay, that beer's coming out of there. And this is maybe the 5th or 6th. It's hard to keep track of these. I've been doing quite a few of them. No, it's got to be more than 6. Because we did 2 of these beers. I'm going to just give it a jerky pour. Because I'm a jerky kind of guy. What can I say? Yeah, we did a couple of 2-3 of these on a live stream. By the time I post this, it'll actually be our secondary live stream. We're going to cover about 4 or 5 more. But as of right now, I've posted 3. I did 2 in a live stream. And I did 3 all at the same time from my boy down in Texas. So yeah, you do the math on that. Anyway, what was that? 3, 5, 2, 7. So this is probably number 8 or 9 or whatever. Who cares? Math this is not massive math reviews. Label-wise, typical what they do. They add their own little flair of a handshake in the back. I don't mind that. And as far as that beer goes, it poured kind of huge, creamy, fluffy head on it. But now it's crumbling in this really cool kind of way. I don't know if you guys can see it on your side. But yeah, you can see on my side it has these deep, enveloping, kind of cascading, bubbly, kind of crazy things. It's actually one of the cooler kind of receding heads I've seen in quite some time. What I like my coffee to look like, and pretty damn dark. It's 10% on the nose. And I think it's base. There's nothing else written on here about what's in the beer. So we'll dive in. We'll see what's what. Oh, man. This is core 4. It's pretty impressive nose there because I'm getting a lot of chocolate. I'm getting a little bit of coffee and I'm getting a little bit of vanilla in there. So, yeah, it's running the gamut of a big, robust beer. Almost like it has a little bit of maple syrup going on in it, too. Yeah, this is really, really nice. It has this kind of just richness to it. Very much kind of like a breakfast stout. Yeah, and I actually noticed here, that's kind of interesting. You can see here just a little insider information. If you ever see this, just so people don't get an uproar. So you have Black is Beautiful in there. Plain, simple to the point. If you actually look down there, it says Black in quotations is beautiful. If you see that, don't flip it out. That's actually Marcus from Weathered Souls. It was his first iteration of the way it was written. And he decided to remove it because people took it as a negative connotation, which is, I guess, is the right move. But if you see that, don't get pissed off at Ghost Talk or anything like that. Yeah, that smells like a breakfast stout, man. Rich chocolate, coffee, vanilla, big roasted malts, and just this little dollop of extra sweetness that I'm perceiving as like soft little maple syrup. I'm diving in. Cheers. Okay. Definitely no maple syrup. There's this huge bittering rose component to it. And here's the thing, though. I've said this in previous Black is Beautiful beers, and I'll say it now just so if you've never watched the other ones. This beer through and through is a Russian Imperial Stout. That is what the base is. So I get this big kind of bold roasted component off of this beer, and I don't think it's a matter of... It's not my favorite style. Pump the brakes. Russian Imperial Stouts are one of my favorite styles in the history of mankind, but when they do the Americanized version of the extra over-the-top bittering a la Rasputin, not necessarily my favorite beer in the world. So I think the base has that going for it. So I'm getting it so often in other versions, other breweries' versions of this beer. It has to be inherent to the recipe itself. Anyway, so I'm getting a big roasting component, getting big charry malts on here. I'm getting a bittering astringency. I'm getting bittering on top of bittering. So I'm getting hops. I'm getting malts. I'm getting all that going on. I don't get that kind of big sweetened component I got on the nose. I don't get any of that kind of maple syrup. I get a little touch of kind of vanilla vibes. And that's pretty much it. Mouth feels nice. It actually starts off slightly creamy, but then that bittering cuts through it and it ends up drinking a little bit thin. Yeah, this isn't bad. Just not my style of beer. I think, and that's where I think this style, like I said, at its core kind of lives. I just think this is more of the people that are in tune with the way old Rasputin is. and the way they like those overly bitter and Americanized version of Russian Imperial Stouts. I think the people who really dig on nose will dig on this line in general. But we're not sitting here to talk about this beer and how great it is compared to other great Black is Beautiful beers. That's not the goal. At least it's not my goal. My goal is basically to kind of talk about them as a jumping off point, as an avenue to talk about Black is Beautiful and supporting the cause, which is supporting disenfranchised people who, people of color aren't just afforded the same opportunities. And what this beer does is not try to jump over what other people have gotten or given or whatever, and just kind of equal playing field a little bit. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about it. So in the grand scheme of things, this is my favorite stout, favorite version of Black is Beautiful. No, but I'm glad I tried it. Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Christian. And just fun beer and fun kind of series to support. And I know a lot of people, think, keep politics out of beer. A lot of people say that when I post these beer reviews. You can go see my posts about my analytics, just kind of sad face. Every time I post one of these beers, I lose a bunch of subscribers, and people say, keep politics out of beer. Well, people being treated as human beings is not politics. That's basic human rights. So I don't know why you're confusing it with politics. But, great little series. Hopefully you guys are buying into it. If not, that's your prerogative. 'Tis what it is, but I'm a fan. So, there you go. Not going to cap it with anything else other than this brewery only, and whatever it costs is worth it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out in the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out in the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Black is Beautiful right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.